Hey, weirdly, I've been asked how I do my Games Workshop style base. Apparently, it's a really good basic copy, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, so basically, I'll go for it. It's really simple. The only reason I do a lot of my bases this way is because I started off. I've got a Realm of Battle board, and it it was painted in this way. So I tend to well paint a lot of my bases that way as a result. So let's do this. I just got an old brush here, put on some PVC PVA glue. Just got a really crappy old brush here. Just spread it about a bit. The basic material I use for this style is a mix of bird seed, sorry, not bird seed, bird sand and bird grit sort of things. It's basically two different packs that I pick up from Wilkinson's, although that may be an issue going forward, but I'm sure you can get the same. It's basically a really fine sand and a really heavy gritty sand. Sometimes I put in a bit of cat litter as well, obviously not used. So we're just going to take that base and we're going to just go around the edge to get off anything, and then that leaves us with sort of, normally I'd sort of like dip the bit there with the model on there. Sometimes if you paint it black, I might pre-base it before I prime it, and that sort of helps seal it in. But anyway, there is the base material. So what I'm going to do, give this a bit of time to dry, and then we'll come back and we'll start the painting process. All right, so it's actually been a few hours, and what we're going to do now is we're going to put on the first coat, which is Morn Fang Brown. I tend to use the Air because it's already thinned down, and it just gets into the crevices better. If you are using normal Morn Fang Brown, then I would strongly suggest that you water it down so that it goes in all. It goes on nicely and into all the little crevices. It takes a little bit longer to dry, but it does work a lot better. But I'm going to get this fully coated in the Mornfang Brown, and then we'll be back for the next step. Okay, simple enough. Next step is to take some Nuln Oil and wash the base once it's dried. Usually takes about an hour or so because it's quite watered down, but to dry. But we'll just get some. Just get some straight from the pot, Nuln Oil right in there. Spilt a bit on the thing, and we're just gonna give it some nice shading and a bit more depth. And I find this works quite well. And then we'll give that a bit of time to dry. And then we're going to come back and do a couple of dry brushes. Okay, and to finish the base, we're going to use a bit of dry brushing. So we're going to start off with Mornfang Brown. I use the Air. I don't know why. It just seems a bit better for dry brushing. No idea why. Sorry I couldn't get that in focus. It's Mornfang Brown. I don't know why. I find air paint actually really good for dry brushing. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just being an idiot. But, yep, I like them for dry brushing. So that's Mornfang Brown. Give that a bit of a dry brush. So restore some of the brown to it. Wash that off, and then we're going to use a second dry brush, this time of Tau Light Ochre, isn't it? Yep, there we go. Just to add a bit of ochre colour to there. And there is the basic colour scheme. So there we go. So that's what we do. So it's a bit more, because this is a big old basin. There's not a lot to take up any room. So there we go. That's about what we want looking at. So there you go. So that is the basic scheme, and then we're going to add some static grass. The rubbish old brush for this one. Take a bit of PVA glue. Comes out the top. There we go. That's a bit too much, but don't need that much. And we just sort of added bits. I like to add bits where maybe the basing material hasn't taken quite as well as we'd like. Just patches here and there. Cover the whole base. Just don't have to get detail of it. Wash that off, and then we're gonna put that into some static grass. So my static grass is a mixture of steppe grass and I believe it's meadow grass from the Army Painter. This is where I'm looking for a flipping set of tweezers just to sort of get that on there. Little tap. And there you go. that is my basing team. As I said, it looks a bit dry at the minute, but yeah, that's how I do my bases for my main. As I said, I did my battle board with this scheme and then translated it to basing team for model.